Hey everybody. Woo! Midday Media Conversation time. I'll give everybody a few minutes to join in. And we're waiting for Coach Dawniel Winningham. She's going to join the conversation today, so I'm excited about that. I can't get comfortable today. I bought a new chair, and so it's like really throwing me off. It's kind of crazy. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, Squeaky Moore. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you all could share this broadcast, that would be great. I just wanted to have a quick midday conversation with you. Hey, Charlene, how are you? Hey, Eric, good to see you. I don't know how many people often hang out in the middle of the day, but it's like one of my favorite times to have a conversation. When you work, hey, Kristen, how are you? When you work from home or you're at home most of the time, it's like you find yourself getting really bored and looking for people to have conversations with. Hey, El Marie, how are you? Hey, Joseph. Oh, I love you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so, there's Danielle. So it's so funny. The dog and I are on basis now. We used to not really hang out. I mean, it's my dog, so we would hang out, but we used to not really hang out. But now that I'm home all the time, it's we have all of these conversations, so it's pretty funny. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, Nikki, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. So we want to talk media in the middle of the afternoon. I love it. If you guys have not registered, we're doing this workshop today called the Cost of Fame, and you can register for that at bit.ly/cost of fame. And we're really going to be talking about media and how you can get more media for your business and how to leverage media to build your brand.
Nikki, I had one of my clients was like, girl, I get so bored at home by myself in the daytime. I'm like, girl, you better go play on live stream. You're trying to go back to a job so you can have some water cooler conversation. That's crazy.
I just didn't realize how many people are able to do it. It's so much fun. I wish I had known about this sooner. I mean, because really it's the dog, the fish, and myself.
Right? And look, El Marie said, hey, Danielle, you look like my family. Girl, we might be cousins, girl. We all kin in some kind of way. We more kin than friends.
That's funny. That's funny. Thank you guys for sharing the broadcast. I appreciate that. If you haven't shared, we would appreciate a share. This is all, hey, this is all information I think that businesses and brands need. We're really focused on visibility for your business and for your brand. Hey, Hazel. Oh, it's 6 p.m. in the UK. Well, then you're going to have early evening talk. That's what you're going to have with us. So we just wanted to check in and see what, questions people had about media and how we can help. If there's anything, that you want to talk about or any questions you want to get answered before the webinar tonight, because we're gearing up for that. So I'm just really excited.
And, asking you guys, first and foremost, do you even know, hey, Curtis, do you guys even know, the value of media? And, do you even know, I used to look at Oprah and be like, how'd that person get on Oprah? Because they always seem like regular people like me. And, that's one of the reasons we're doing this webinar. Thank you, Kathy. That's one of the reasons we're doing this upcoming course, is because it was always, and Nikki will probably speak to this better than me, it was always only a select group of people who got chosen by the media, and they would go from outlet to outlet to outlet. So it only seemed like there were a few people worthy, but I think more so, and Nikki, you pointed it out the other day, with the internet age, it gives everybody an opportunity to really be a viable thought leader without having, that rubber stamp of approval from, quote unquote, the media, the people, the powers that be, as people say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think worthy is an interesting word. I know that's, kind of the way it came across to people. There were only the select few people that got chosen, but that's only because there were limited ways to find that select few. So if you didn't have a publicist or you weren't doing certain things, then nobody really knew about you. But now, like you said, with social media, individuals are able to build their own platform, without getting permission from Oprah and all the powers that be. You don't have to have access to somebody's platform necessarily. it helps, but you don't have to have it in order to build your own platform. And so that's why we really advocate not only traditional media, but using social media in order to boost your magnetism for traditional media so that you can get that for your business.
And Jamie said, is social media, Twitter, Facebook Live, and Instagram better for visibility, or is YouTube best? They serve two different purposes. Number one, you have to remember the Googleability factor of YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google. So when you put your stuff on YouTube, you're automatically increasing your SEO, your search engine optimization. Whereas live stream is the new golden hair child. And so when you utilize live stream, it automatically increases the relevancy of your other boosts. So on Instagram, as people say specifically, when you go live on Instagram, it increases the edge rank of your other post. Same as on Facebook. When you go live on Facebook, it increases the edge rank of your Facebook. And edge rank is how many people are they going to show your post to? Because not everybody, only about 10% of your audience even sees your stuff. And 10% is a good number. You post the wrong thing and it might be 1%. Post something with a link, it might be 1%. Post something with the wrong word in it, it might be 2%. So it just depends. But I think the biggest thing, and we'll give you the link to the workshop in just a moment, but I think the biggest thing you have to remember is that more is better. So it's not just about traditional media. It's also about print media and television media. And don't let people fool you. It is still a viable option for you to get credibility. You can have a million jillion followers on social media for going live in a paper bag over your head. But that's not credibility. You know, you're just a paper bag man. It's only when you start getting that print media and that traditional television media that makes you credible. And the link for tonight is bit.ly/cost, COST of fame, FAME is a free workshop where we're going to be talking about the different types of media and how much you could expect to pay for different types of media.
Absolutely. Oh, hey, Coleman. Coleman has he has a spot in Jamaica. I'm not sure. It's like a bed and breakfast in Jamaica. And so he's saying the internet and social media has helped for his business in Jamaica. So that's great. And I think the interesting thing about social media, like traditional media to me is like kind of tried and true, like Dawniel said. I mean, it is not going away. It's not going to be phased out. I mean, they're still adding different types of media. You know, you have like your new media, you have your internet radio stations, you have all of that, you have satellite. But terrestrial or traditional, I call it traditional, but terrestrial radio is not going away. And so learning to leverage it, you know, and to really take advantage of the opportunity that is out there now, that is available to everybody, which makes it magnificent, I think is really a big deal. So the website again, Kathy, for you, it's bit.ly/cost of fame. It's all lowercase. It's bit.ly/cost of fame. If somebody could type that in the comment section, that would be great. But it is a process. It is something that you have to learn. A lot of people, spend a lot of time and money trying to get the media's attention. So what we really want to do during this webinar is to, correct some myths and give you a real system in order to get that done.
Girl, that autocorrect is something fierce, huh? I know what I typed in. It's cost of fame, but that doggone autocorrect did what it wanted to do and talk about costing fame. But there's the link, guys, bit.ly/cost of fame. Oh, Joan, I knew it would. I had a workshop the other night about creating a social media calendar. And she said utilizing the hashtags increase her visibility. That brings me back kind of to Coleman's comment. He was like, using the internet is great and free. And that's true. But I was having a conversation earlier with one of my clients, and we were talking about sometimes you have to invest in that next level knowledge to get that next level exposure. And it's not a matter of how much you invest, because you're going to have to invest. It's a matter of being able to mitigate some of your expenses. So can you get the same type of media coverage for a lower cost than you could by paying $10,000 or $15,000 a month for a publicist? And those are the people that we're interested in taking to that next level as we launch this 16-week course on how to really leverage the media. Those people that realize the value of media, number one, and know that for the cost of our course, which is only $99 down and $99 a week, which is the course that's coming up on September 19th, you can't buy media coverage for that cost. You just can't.
No. You can't. Hey, Wayne, good to see you. No, you can't. And I think what's interesting is that I was talking to a colleague of mine, and he wanted me to help him with some media stuff. And he was saying, because he was surprised at how much, when he would go to publicists, how much they would cost. And so, but he's like, but I know that I need to know this, because, you know, cost is one thing, but nothing is as expensive as a missed opportunity. Absolutely. So if you don't want to pay the price up front, you're certainly going to pay the price on the back end, because you're going to miss opportunities that could really add revenue to your business by utilizing the media.
And you're absolutely correct. I was watching one of the rare things that I watch. I was watching, girl, why you get all these men, Nikki? I have 683 million women following me, and that.
Oh, I think she just froze.
So Linda said, what do you suggest for increased event sales? I'm hosting an event aimed at nonprofits. You've used free resources on social media. If you're a nonprofit, have you reached out to the media? I mean, have you reached out to television, radio? Have you reached out to? That's one of the things we're going to teach in our course, because, you know, as a nonprofit, a lot of times you get favor for your events where a for-profit may either have to pay or do a sponsorship or buy a spot. So, you know, if you've already reached out to the media and they didn't reach back, that's where you have to start building those critical relationships, so that when you do have stuff in the future, they will partner with you. But then the other thing is the social media piece. And who do you have partnering with you on your social media to help you? Oh, you're a for-profit helping nonprofits. Okay. So, you know, who have you partnered with to help you get your word out on social media? Because one thing I can tell you about, I was telling somebody this the other day who had actually spammed me, Nikki, in my inbox about this weight loss product. Like, I don't know that I need it, and I could either lose the weight or make $1,000. And I was like, get out my inbox, because I can teach you a better way to do this. And he was like, well, no, I've sold 7,000 books. That's the new wave. You don't need relationships. You just need to get your stuff in front of a whole lot of people. And I beg to differ. At Absolutely. Some point, yes, somebody may buy your stuff, but without relationships, you're going to be stuck at a certain level forever. So my question to you, and this is everybody, if you're having an event, you're launching a book, you're launching a product, who are you working with to get your next level knowledge? So before you run out there and do this thing, you don't have a bunch of empty seats. Everything is knowledge. It's not that you don't have a money problem. You don't have an event planning problem. You have a knowledge problem. You don't know how to get people to events. And so sometimes you have to say to yourself, where do I need to go? How to do this the right way? I don't know why we do that with business, Nikki. We get help learning to ride a bike. We know that's a process. We bust our butts learning to walk. We know that's a process. We even got to get a license to learn how to drive. We know that's a process. But people really feel like they can just fall out of the sky and start a business and be A-okay. And I've not seen that happen. I've not seen it happen.
Honestly, I think that's the biggest thing I learned from you. I mean, that's the thing that you've told me since the first day, you know, that we met. I mean, I think that people feel because they're passionate about it that should be enough, and it's not. Because I'm passing a lot of things, but they're certainly not going to build a business. And so, you told me that, and you told me that you have to learn to invest in yourself, and your success is going to be directly proportionate with what you invest. And sometimes it's investing time, sometimes it's investing, money, but a lot of times it's investing energy in learning from the people that have already gone before you and know exactly what to do. And quite honestly, I had to learn it the hard way. You're successful in one thing, and I think that translates that you'll be successful in everything. But that's not necessarily true if you don't know the systems and the processes and how to put pieces together. It's like we'll Google and get a piece, and then we'll Google and get another piece, and then we'll Google and get another piece and try to put it together like a puzzle. And that doesn't necessarily work.
Not immediately. See, I've learned there's only two teachers, your experience and somebody else's. You've got to fail to learn, or you've got to pay to learn.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you how quickly you want to get there. Oh, eventually you'll figure it out. But look at the time, energy, effort, and money that you've wasted figuring it out.
Right.
There's people that go out every day and spend thousands of dollars on a website and won't spend a few $100s on a coach to teach them what to put on the website. The purpose of a website is to make money. Why do you have a website that's not generating revenue? And if you had a revenue coach, they would tell you that. A purpose of a website is not just to sit there. Nobody, you think it's Field of Dreams, because that's what you learn, that if I build it, they will come. That's a movie, y'all. That's not real. If you don't drive traffic to your website, it's not going to happen. And if you don't drive the media to your products and services, it's not going to happen. Quantrell, what was your question?
Why? Why is your address and your birth date and your phone number on Facebook?
I wasn't even going to go. Quantrell, I saw you had a question. Nikki, you'd be better off not asking, Nikki. You thank you, Freddie. We appreciate that. And Mr. Day, he said, that's my problem. I need the knowledge. He said, I would like to know how well does word utilization matter when market is established. I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
So what do you suggest to establish relationships with the media if you gave a notable non-for-profit project? Well, I think it all boils down to the value that you're offering. I think people get it confused. The media is not there to sell out your event. The media is not there to have people purchase your book. The media is not there to market your services. That's a byproduct of what the media does. And so for people that show up and all they want to do is sell, you're not going to do very well. There really is a way to position yourself or your event in order to have the media say yes. And you have to learn how to do that. I know that, that's what we're concerned about as business owners and event planners and speakers. We're concerned about selling stuff out. I get it. But that's not the media's job. The media's job is to provide value through education, entertainment, information to their audience. So you really have to learn how to expose the value of what you're offering. What's the value in the event? What's the value in your service? And position it so that the media can say yes.
And I think that I'm going to go ahead and ignore that other remark.
Okay.
But I think that that's what people get wrong in business, period, is that they don't realize that everything is an exchange. You get nothing. You get nothing without an exchange of time, energy, effort, money. You don't get anything without an exchange. And so you can't, and it's even biblical, you reap what you sow. So you can't come to any platform empty-handed and not at least know what the quid pro quo is going to be when you approach somebody. It's called with them in sales. What's in it for me? And if you're not able to paint that picture of what's in it for the other person, they don't owe it to you to do anything for you. Nobody owes you anything. Oh, yeah, you started a business, great. Okay, you started a nonprofit. Great. You know, but nobody owes it to you to promote it. Nobody owes it to you to elevate it. That's where passion comes in, Nikki.
Yeah.
Because people say they're passionate, but are you passionate enough to sacrifice and scratch and claw your way to the next level? That's real passion. Anybody can say they're passionate, but like Warren Buffett says all the time, he says that uh, writing a check separates the conversationalist from the committed. When you start to invest in your dreams, that's when they're really dreams. Anybody could be a daydreamer. They say all the time, the dreams are free. The hustle is sold separately.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, one of the things that I tell people all the time is, I mean, let your works talk for you. I mean, you look at social media and you would think that everybody is like a top level CEO of $1 billion company. But it's just talk until you can prove it and show, you know, through your works, what you're doing. But I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think that, you know, people do get it wrong. It's like, you know, a lot of people, you know, are in business just to make money, and money is great. I mean, we all want to make money, but the first piece of it is really providing the value. You get paid for that. You get paid for your value. And so not coming with anything, it's going to be hard to make any money.
And it's going to be hard to build relationships. And relationships
Yes.
are critical to your next level. Another thing, guys, just you know, my grandfather used to say it all the time, is sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I know that Nikki is working on several events to be able to introduce people directly to the media and to hear from the media directly. Is that something you guys would be interested in? If there were a media day where you could go and actually meet members of the media, or if there were a workshop where you could hear directly from members of the media as to what they're looking for, is that something that you would be willing to invest in? And we're going to say invest because it wouldn't be a free event. They're not going to show up for free. Let's just talk about that. Even within relationships, please don't ask me to show up for free. I love you, boo, but how's we gonna generate some revenues from this? And that's being respectful in business, regardless as to what kind of relationship you have with people. People still gotta feed their families.
Yeah, people still have to feed their families, and it's interesting because somebody asked me about doing a media day. In the first place, I want to do it in Chicago because it's just a great city for media. And so I started listing the people that I would have at this media day. And I think people are like blown away, but I've been in the media for 20 years. So it's like my media contact list is deep. And so it not only, you know, do I think it's that they get a chance to pitch what it is they want to pitch and get feedback on that pitch so that they can learn like how to correct, you know, whatever it is they're doing. I mean, it's just such a dance. It really is. It's just such a dance. And so, I mean, I want to make sure that people know the moves.
And guys, if you haven't shared this video, Nikki and I are committed to coming here a couple times a week, every week, but we need your help getting the word out. So as we continue to share, I've seen several comments about the value of this knowledge and great information. One of the things you can do in exchange for this information is just to share on your platform and invite others. So if you've already shared, thank you. If you've not shared, if you could go ahead and share, that would be great. But I agree, Nikki. It's definitely a dance. It's definitely a combination of knowing the right things and knowing the right people, but knowing the process. And if you don't know the process, you're going to be out there dancing and nobody's looking.
Absolutely. And then you feel like you're in high school again. And we don't want that.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
We really don't want that. So, guys, how many of you have not signed up for the free webinar tonight? bit.ly/cost, COST of fame. It's at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's going to be our late night talk session. You know, you may want to get there if you're really interested in getting regional, you know, local, regional, national, international, intergalactic media coverage for your business. make sure you register for the webinar tonight, so we can talk about, you know, not only what you can expect to pay for media, but we can talk about some alternatives to paying an arm and a leg, literally,
or your firstborn child, depending on how you do it. But I think,
well, you can have him now. He's 21.
Well, I got a 14 and a 15-year-old I'm trying to get rid of. It's interesting because I'm looking at some of the people that are joining, and I know a lot of these people that have really passionate causes. They're activists, they have movements, and this media is perfect for that as well. One of the things that we talked about, and Danielle brought up on a previous conversation, is just how important the media was in various movements, like the civil rights movement, the women's suffrage movement. And so if you really are looking to turn a purpose or a cause or something that's really dear to your heart into a movement, getting the media involved is really one of the fastest ways to do it.
I agree. Thank you, Heaney, for sharing, and anybody else that shared, we appreciate you. Me and Kiara, we always talk about this special snowflake syndrome, and what that is that people think their businesses don't qualify. Oh, I run a ministry, so I don't need more media. I don't need you know, television, radio, print media. Oh no, I'm just a cookie. I just bake cookies. I don't need media. You know, and not realizing that media that you're so aptly ignoring or saying doesn't apply to your book, your business, your service, your product, is the one thing that could put you on. You know, when I look at media, Nikki, I'm a little bit different. I don't look at media for saying, oh, it's going to just be a spike in my sales, which sometimes it does. I look at media to say, who at a higher level is going to see this and want to partner with me because I'm on a higher level. Maybe I'm on a television show once, and because I'm on this television show once, people are like, man, she need her own television show, you know, whatever. You know, so that's what I'm always looking for in media, is not just, you know, that one-time impact, but the long-term impacts of the media. And you're right about Chicago's market, because Oprah started in the Chicago market, right?
Oh, Chicago has one of the best markets for media, for any kind of a personality. So sports personality, political personality, media personality. It's just a really loving market. I was in Chicago for 10 years, and it was one of the best experiences I had. And that's why I really want to start it there, because not only do they have some phenomenal media personalities in Chicago, but they have some that are from Chicago. And I already have some that have agreed to fly in because they're no longer in Chicago. But it's just going to be phenomenal. And I know that there's so many people in Chicago that are doing so many great things. Not that that's not true across the rest of the country, but Chicago is just a great market. It really is. And it's fun. It's a fun city to be in.
I've never really spent a lot of single time in Chicago.
You missed out.
Every time I went to Chicago, I was coupled up.
Oh, well, it's great for couples too, but Chicago, I mean, because I was there half of the time I was there, I was single. Half the time I wasn't married.
See, I need some single time. I was married.
Well, we could do that. We can be single for a day.
Keep your voice down. Keep your voice down. Guys, you guys are very quiet today. Do you guys have any more questions? Yeah, they be stepping in Chicago, girl.
And I just found, oh, good. I was going to say, I just heard from Ms. Boyd Jones that there's a steppers group in Dallas. And so I have yet to check it out, but I am going to do that because I don't step for real. I fake step, but she said they'll take anybody. So
I fake step too. I might can keep up through 1 or 2 spins.
Right.
And then when they do that last dip, they lost me, Nikki.
Yeah.
They lost me. I'm not going to meet you in Dallas and do that.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So you guys,
go ahead, Nikki.
Now, I was going to say, I want everybody to make sure that they're registered for the webinar before we jump off of here. It's bit.ly/cost of fame. It's tonight at 9 Central. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be super informative, a lot of value, but, you know, we have fun too.
We do. We try.
She said nothing like a good dip.
Girl, it ain't a good dip if other people have to help me up out the dip.
I was going to say nothing like it until they lose you.
Nikki is tall and I'm a big girl, so we need a special set of men to be able to dip us. Hello? You're not going to dip me and leave me on the floor like a chip.
That is funny.
It is. All right, guys. So make sure you register for tonight. We're going to get out of here. We'll try to come back beforehand and do a reminder to make sure we catch everybody. But we will catch you guys tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right, you guys have a good day. See you guys later. Okay, I'm going to contact you offline and tell you how you can support. I'll talk to you. Hey, London, good to see you guys.